Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out AmItheA whole. Story 1. AITA for refusing to pay my stepdaughter for babysitting. This is a long one, so I'm sorry. I 37F have been married to my husband 40M for 6 years. We have a 4-year-old together, and I have a 12Y.0 from previous relationship, and my husband has an 18Y.0 daughter Mia from previous relationship. Mia and I never got along good. I tried my best, but TBH, my husband has a spiteful ex who filled Mia's head with lies about me. This resulting in Mia and I butting heads often. Along with that, we only got Mia on weekends due to my husband's busy work schedule, and as she got older she'd rather be with friends. She never really bonded with either of our other children. Mia needed extra money for summer, and we needed a sitter since we would not have childcare for the summer, so we made an arrangement. We needed help watching the children, and cleaning and cooking while we worked. We paid her a bit extra. BCR 4Y.0 is still learning with the toilet and needs extra help. The first few days went well, and she was paid as agreed. The next few days came by, and I started noticing Mia wasn't cleaning up as she was requested. In fact, the house was messy then when we left. We don't expect just her to clean, but to attend to things our other children were too young to do, which we paid her for. Our 4Y.0 is transitioning out of pull-ups. BC he does still have some accidents, and I noticed he had a rash, and my 12Y.0 admitted to me that Mia didn't listen when he said he had to go potty, and my 12Y.0 helped change him. I spoke to Mia about this and she was very apologetic. The final straw was 2 days ago. I came home late and Mia was sleeping, and my 12Y.0 said she was really hungry, that Mia forgot to make dinner. After a long talk with my husband, we decided not to pay her for this week. My husband and I told her this and she was furious. She said we wasted her time and that she should at least be paid because she tried her best. I explained she didn't try her best, and she was irresponsible. She said she still put her time in and deserves to get paid. We told her that we wouldn't be, and that was final. She called us huge offer withholding her payment and accused me of giving my husband the idea too. She didn't clean correctly, or follow any of our directions to get paid even after being talked to. AITA. Story 2. AITA for telling mom's sister to stop volunteering me for stuff. Had to shorten due to character length, we'll add context in. Story 3. AITA for asking my brother not to wear a pirate costume to my wedding and then being annoyed when he did it anyway. My brother's wife called me up to tell me they were getting me personalized M&Ms as a wedding present. Cool. Oh, and BTW, since you're having a yacht wedding, Greg will be wearing a pirate costume. I said please no. But he showed up in a pirate costume exactly like the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean one anyway. Complete with fake dreadlocks. If he had done this to any of my older sisters on their weddings, they would have cried and freaked out. Or if I had embarrassed him on his wedding, he would have flipped out. But I'm seen as the wacky artistic little sister that everyone can do whatever to. And he's so sensitive that everyone in my family indulges him and never calls him out. Then I got to look like a bridezilla in front of my other guests for being very visibly not thrilled after he interrupted my first dance with my new husband to twirl me around the dance floor against my will while he swung a sword around. One of my new relatives acted like I was being uptight, told me she found the pirate costume funny. I didn't bother to explain to her, yeah well, it's not your big expensive event with your family being disrespectful as usual. I am worried that I am too sensitive and uptight when it comes to my family and the way I sometimes feel disrespected by them. I wish I could lighten up. TLDR, I'm the youngest in a big family where they've always expected me to be okay with all of my stuff being treated as a joke, whereas their stuff is sacred. And my brother wore a pirate costume to my yacht wedding after I begged for that not to happen. I'm worried that I'm too sensitive to my family dynamics and might be super uptight about how my family dressed and behaved at my wedding, and felt insulted by my brother's costume. Story 4. AITA for telling my dad his humor is inappropriate. My dad is 70, and I'm growing increasingly uncomfortable with the commentary he makes towards my niece, his granddaughter. She is 16 years old with a large TikTok following, 50k followers. She's a gorgeous girl, and I'm extremely protective of her, especially since so many people have access to her on social media. He's made a few offhand. Story 5. AITA for not wanting to cut my hair. I have really long hair that goes down to my back. It's about 2 feet of hair. It's always been a strong point of pride for me, because I spend a good chunk of money maintaining and caring for my hair. My boyfriend has always been pushing for me to cut it, but recently he's been even more insistent. He handles all of the grittier cleaning in our home, since I really can't handle dust. He does sweeping, wiping down, and vacuuming. I handle cooking and cleaning that doesn't make me interact with dust, like dishes, laundry, and some of the trash cans. But because of that, he complains a lot that he has to spend a lot of time cleaning up my hair shedding. He says it makes cleaning take way longer than it has to. He says that even though he's responsible for cleaning, I should be responsible with my hair, and if it sheds this much then I should consider cutting it. But he doesn't want me to go shorter by like an inch or two, he wants me to cut off half of it, so it goes down to just behind my shoulders. I'm unwilling to part with that much, but he insists that I should. But I really would rather not cut my hair. My nieces have both also recently started learning how to braid hair, and it's been a really fun bonding with them through braiding our hair too. I think cleaning up my hair is really just a part of the housework, along with his hair shedding too. I don't see a need for me to cut it. Story 6. AITA for giving away the shirt my mill gifted me without consulting with her first. I, 23F, gave my sister the shirt my mill, 55F, gifted me because it wasn't fitting me right. My mill found out during a dinner we were having. She saw me and expressed how surprised she was that I wasn't wearing the shirt she bought me. I told her I gave it to my sister because it was too small for me. That surprised her even more and she asked why I didn't made sure she was okay with it first. I said I didn't because 1, she doesn't have the ticket so it's not like we could have returned it, and 2, I, maybe wrongly, assumed that since she gifted the shirt to me, I was deciding what to do with it. She got mad and thought I was lying to not admit I just didn't like the shirt. I told her no, that's not why, you can even ask your son, he was there when I tried it on. She refused and said it didn't matter and wasn't a big deal, but I can tell by the way she acts that she's still bothered by me giving the shirt away. AITA. Story 7. AITA for refusing a position my boss thought I would accept. Sorry, it's a long story. TLDR at the bottom. I started at this new company about a year ago, and I've been doing very well. There have been hints dropped that once my current supervisor leaves, I would take her position. She's been talking about moving out of state for a while. I was excited about that idea because her position is regional and I would love to have that title on my resume. Well, she gave notice and is leaving on June 6th. I was asked if I wanted to take on some of her responsibilities. When I asked about the title and pay, I did not receive a response. 2 days passed, and the main boss man calls me, essentially saying that I didn't show proper appreciation for the offer and that my response was tactless. He then tells me a story about how he once took a pay decrease in order to get more experience. My response was that I already knew about the responsibilities he expected me to take on. I knew the location, I knew the co-workers. The only questions I had were the ones I asked, and I was direct in order to save time, because I know they need to fill that role quickly. He then said that he's not going to just give me the regional role, that I need to pay my dues. The position they would move me to now would pay another $2, $3/hour. He and I both know that the workload increase is worth a minimum of $5, $7/hour. I reminded him that I am essentially already filling the role as regional, and that just because I've only been with this company for a year, does not discredit the prior experience I have. He asked if I wanted the position, and I said that my current job is perfect for me, and he would have to bribe me out of it. He's upset with me because he assumed I wanted the role, since hints had been dropped for a while now and I seemed eager to take it. But, he never directly asked me about it, so, isn't that kind of on him? I feel justified and proud of myself for not allowing myself to be taken advantage of, but I do feel bad that I am not doing what was expected of me. TLDR, boss tried to give me more responsibilities with no title change and a tiny raise to absorb a position that is worth a much bigger raise and title boost. I am not going along with it as he expected, and now he's upset with me. Edit. Thank you all for the validation. This was a new experience for me, as I am usually eager for new opportunities. I just felt shaken up after the conversation went down, but posting here has made me feel more confident. My resume is already polished up and ready for circulation. I'd hate to leave this company because other than this one issue, it has been great. If things get uncomfortable though, I will take the advice many have suggested and find a new job. Boss man is coming to my city on Monday for an exit interview with the supervisor who is leaving, and I have no doubt he will swing by for a conversation with me as well. I will stick to my guns. Story 8. AITA for returning to work right after my child was born. My ex and I had a child on Sunday. We broke up before we knew she was pregnant. The weekend my child was born was a long weekend and I returned to work on the Tuesday. I was with her in the hospital from the Saturday morning to the Tuesday morning doing whatever I could to help her. She is now very mad at me saying I should have taken the week off to help out with the baby and that she feels unsupported. She says that she can't have a shower, make breakfast etc. because she has to look after the baby. She is staying at her parents' house as well so she isn't alone all day. Why I didn't take any time off is because I had just started a new job in January and at the time I didn't know if I was going to be involved in my child's life. It then got to a point where it was too close to the birth date to really organize any time off. Plus my ex is taking a year off with half pay in which she says she'll only get $20,000 so I need to keep my job and keep working to financially support my child. I help out when I'm finished and before work with whatever I can, but right now the baby is feeding for almost the whole night and she is exhausted. AITA for returning to work? Edit. Thanks all for your posts and opinions. To clarify some things, I decided right from the beginning that I wanted to be involved in my child's life. When I knew that she wanted me involved, I didn't have enough time to give adequate notice to get time off. My work requires at least a month. I do have the week of the 18th of June, that's the best I could do. Edit 2. Thanks everyone for your input, this has been the most responses I've gotten on a post. Reading all the responses, it's validated that I did drop the ball on this one. Regardless of what she was telling me, I should have organized time off. I love my son and want to be there for him even if it means supporting my ex financially while she's on maternity leave. I'm not off doing my own thing after work, I feed her horses and get anything she needs, feed my cat and then go help her at her house with our son. I stay up to settle him after she feeds. Again, thanks for all the responses. I did drop the ball but I've learned from it. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.